Focus on vocabulary. Descriptive adjectives. Look at the image. Which word best describes the sofa? That's right. The word is comfortable. It's a comfortable sofa. Which word best describes the woman? That's right. The word is helpful. The woman is very helpful. She is helping the elderly woman with her bag. Which word best describes this man's job? That's right. The word is exhausting. His job is exhausting. He works long hours and he feels tired. Which word best describes the desk? Correct. The word is organized. This desk is very organized. Everything is in its right place. How would you describe the situation he is in? Correct. The word is frustrating. The situation is frustrating. He can't find a solution. Answer the following question. What is the best definition for the word engaging in the following sentence?
The interviews were engaging and the candidates were interesting.
The correct answer is A. Interesting and entertaining. When Gabriela says that the interviews were engaging, it means that she enjoyed talking to the candidates. What is the opposite of the word interesting in the following sentence?
The interviews were engaging and the candidates were interesting.
The correct answer is B. Boring. When something or someone is boring, it means that someone or something is tedious or not interesting. Focus on grammar. Past simple, verb to be. Let's look at the verb to be in the past tense.
How was your trip?
Oh, it was so relaxing. Were you able to use room 3?
Yes, the room was very comfortable.
We use verb to be in the past to ask and talk about events in the past. In the past tense, we use two forms of the verb to be, was and were. The man was helpful.
The interviews were engaging and the candidates were interesting.
For affirmative sentences in the past tense, we can only use the long form of verb to be, was or were. Now look at the table and listen to the long form of verb to be. I was. You were. She was. He was. It was. We were. They were. Now listen and repeat the sentences. I was organized. You were comfortable. It was exhausting. We were productive. They were engaging. When using the verb to be in the negative form, we add not after the verb. I was not productive today. They were not organized with their project. Unlike the affirmative form, we can use contracted or shorter forms for colloquial situations in negative sentences. Look at the table and listen to the long and short forms of the verb to be in the past. First, let's look at the long form. I was not. You were not. She was not. He was not. It was not. We were not. They were not. Now, let's look at the contracted form. I wasn't. You weren't. She wasn't. He wasn't. It wasn't. We weren't. They weren't. Now listen and repeat the sentences using the short forms of verb to be in the past. I wasn't organized. You weren't comfortable. It wasn't exhausting. We weren't productive. They weren't engaging. Now, let's look at some examples of questions with verb to be in the past tense.
Were you able to use room 3? Was everything in good condition?
Yes, the room was very comfortable. The interviews were engaging and the candidates were interesting.
Now, let's look at another example.
What was your decision about the venue?
Sofia recommended the Star Hotel. It was interesting because I didn't know about it before.
When asking questions using verb to be, you need to be careful with the word order. For example, in the affirmative form, we say, the room was comfortable for everyone, with the subject, the room, before the verb was. In the question form, we say, was the room comfortable? With the verb was before the subject, the room. When we want more information, we need to add a WH word before the verb in the question form. For example, in the question, what was your decision about the venue? The word what comes before the verb was. When we want to ask about the results of past events, we can use the past tense of verb to go and words like well, great, or fantastic if the results were positive, and if the results were negative, you can use words like badly or awful. In the example, Paolo says,
And how did that call go?
when he wants to know about the conversation between Sofia Martinez from Epic Events and Gabriela. And Gabriela says,
It went really well.